At the beginning of every show, I used to go through rules. It's sad as hell, man, that we're adults and we have to do this, to be real. But there was a little bit of drama. I'm not talking about drama. I'm not bringing people into anything that shouldn't be there anyway. Why, thank you, K-Dubs. What a kind thing to say. I really do appreciate that. Really, I do. No, that's appreciated. It's sad that I got to do this, but I do have to do this. We had some simple rules, and I've gone over them here before, right? But rule number 4 is mean people suck, right? So I've gone over this, but I think I got to go over it again, right? This is the way it goes. We want to make sure we're moving closer to love, right? And kindness and all of the things that sympathy, empathy, all of the good stuff, right? The argument I'm getting from people is, you know what? People go and they do stuff. They can do whatever they want. If I went over to your house, right, or you came to my house and you walked in the door and you said, Tommy, this dude you got here, right, attacked my sister, literally attacked her. And I went, oh, yeah, but she didn't attack anybody in my family. Right? Didn't go after anybody in my family. I don't know of anybody else that she attacked. So no big deal, right? No harm, no foul. See, people do that because they need subscriber counts, right? You don't want to you don't want people leaving because then your subscriber count will be lower. I got news for you, man. I got news for you. That's no way to live. It's not. It's not any way to live. So let me say this again so that the people that didn't get it the last time, hopefully get it this time. It's a fairly simple concept, but you've probably heard the old adage, the enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine, right? Or is my friend. Listen really carefully. The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy. If you're trolling, if you're trashing people, if you're hanging out with people that do that, if you're putting up content with people who literally just talk about people, right? Every single video they do. Or if you're fat shaming, right? Doing things that I never, ever would have thought that anybody from this channel would ever do. And the amazing thing is that these people have channels, right? Have channels where they talk about things like mental health. But you can go over and be cool fat shaming somebody? Shame on you. Shame on you. I'm dead serious. What we do is heavy, right? What we do is heavy. Everybody here is fighting something that's hard. Yeah, some people are showing up to catch me talking about Diddy, right? And I will be. We're going to be, I'm going to be beating that to death, people. I promise you. I'm good at it. And this is a fun rabbit hole to go down for me. It really is. And I do care. Now, we're going to get back to where we're doing a couple of normal lifeboat kind of shows a day. The holidays are coming up, people, and we go full on buck wild all of the holidays. It has been our experience, right? It has been, yes, Alex Moore, you nailed it. It has been my experience that people really struggle during the holiday. Thank you again, K-Dubs. Really appreciate you. People struggle big time during the holiday. Whether you're locked up, whether you're free, it just gets hard on people. And about 2 years ago, I started saying, I'm going to put up a little bit of extra content in November and December, right? Because it's just hard. And every time I've done it, people have really taken to it. And every year people say, boy, you know, if there was more, I would have watched that too. There are people that don't have anybody to spend the holiday season with. That's tough. Captain Calhoun has been rocking it. And I'll tell you something else. I put full trust in my boy, right? If he whacks you with a wrench, it's probably not a great idea to email me back, right? It's probably not, because I'm not going to overrule my kid. It would be a really stupid thing to do, don't you think? I trust him. Roberta, good to see you. This place is where I am safe, and this crew is the best, no question. I agree with you, right? I absolutely agree with you. And this is kind of a big deal. Looking good in green, by the way. This is kind of a big deal. It really is. I will make sacrifices out the wazoo, right? I would block family. I would. It astounds me that people can. It's like, you know, I'm hanging out with Jeffrey Dahmer. But, he never did anything to anybody in my family. It's one of the most unbelievable arguments from people that talk about mental health. But you find out a lot about people. Barbie, good to see you. People that you hung out with for 6 months, 8 months, a year, whatever, said all the right things, super kind. They'll be on troll sites. That's how it goes. Right? They're already on troll sites. It's amazing to me. It's absolutely amazing to me. Feisty Irish, good to see you. A unique place for unique people. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. And it's one of those things that I'm not going to get, honestly, I'm not going to get bummed out. I'm not. It doesn't pay off. It really doesn't. But the next time something's rolling off of your suck hole, think about it right before you say it and go, is this nice? Is what I'm saying moving me closer to kindness? Or is what I'm saying moving me further away? You see, there are people who are afraid of religion and spirituality and all of that other stuff. So if we just make it so freaking simple that nobody can screw it up, are you moving closer to love or if you're moving closer to hate? Right? And if you're digging on the hate thing, knock yourself out. Just don't do it here. I promise you, I don't look. I don't. But you know what? People do. They send me screenshots. It's how it goes down, man. I got, and it's ironic to me. It really is. However, Blessed Crochet, good to see you. Rocket Queen, what's happening? Hello, Blue Waters. Brenda's View. Wow, you caught alive. Let's give her a little hello then, huh? How about that? I'm happy you caught alive too. What do you think of family members and friends? Let's check this out. Let's see here. See, it's a little bit different for me because this is no touch screen, right? And I've had training wheels now for a really, really long time, and now I'm using a big boy computer. What do you think of family members or friends remain friends with someone who's betrayed you? Well, you know what? That's kind of a thing, isn't it? That's kind of a thing, isn't it? Unfortunately, that people, friendship, right? Fidelity, right? Where there's somebody that you say, I'm going to take responsibilities on for this individual, right? I got this person's back. This person's got my back, right? I know it sounds cavemanish, right? Or whatever, and you can give me all the hell you want for it. Hello, Miss Melby. Good to have you. But it's just really different on the inside, right? When you got an ace deuce, and this is the person that's going to watch your back, especially if you're not tipped up, especially if you're not in a gang, right? Then when you go to the shower and you got to take off all of your clothing and get in there and lather up your hair, it can't be a situation where the dude that's sitting on the other side of that curtain is in any way suspect. Right? Friendship has to mean something considerably different. And on the internet, it means, I'll trash you today or tomorrow. It just depends on, I could be with you for 5 years, meet your family, do all that. But the first time you do something that I don't like, right, I am going to become a troll. Honestly, people, I'll tell you the greatest thing that ever happened to me. The greatest thing that ever happened to me is I learned how to step in and out of YouTube, right? I learned how to step in and out of YouTube. YouTube, I dig it. I really do. I love this. The interplay between me and the crowd is fun, right? I have a very good time doing this. I have a good time chasing stuff down. I really do, right? This is what I groove to. So I'm going to continue to do it, right, for a long time. But what I do is it's like going and punching in, right, and going to work. When I'm done with the boat, I punch out and I go back to this world where, right, solid things, real things, real things, the real deal. Jimmy Zimzam. Wow, a Jimmy Zimzam. Wow, you're not super late, Barbie. No, Stephanie. Here's what happened. Unfortunately, and this happens a lot when there's growth. People get bummed out. Right? Honestly, the boat is evolving, and there are people that can't stand that. And there's just there are people who on a Monday will dig you, and on a Tuesday will hate you. And the truth of the matter is, whether you believe this or not, I don't care. I really don't. but it's bumming out some people that I do care about. Right? It's bumming out some people that I do care about. So let's just make it easy as hell. Let me explain this one more time. I promise you, if you're hanging out with people who are dirtbags, right? If you spend your time hanging out with trolls, I don't care if those trolls are going after my enemies, right? People I don't like, whatever, because a troll is a troll is a troll, right? I don't want people that have friends like that anywhere freaking near me. For real. And I get to choose my family, right? The best part of what we do here is I do get to choose the people that I want to care about. I do. And I heard some BS today. It's not really a connection, gentlemen. It's about money. This is about views. It's about protecting the people who are here that are worth a fart at the expense of the people that used to be here that aren't. Sadly, that's how it works. That's how it works. But the mean people suck thing, that is the fourth directive, people. The fourth law of Tommy. And if you violate mean people suck, I promise you, you're going to disappear. You know, what about free speech? Free speech is alive and well, but you're in my house. Not sure whether you realize that. The fact that they direct deposit cash into my account from the lifeboat every month is because I run this thing, right? I run this thing. Dan McClure, good to see you. And I'm going to protect the people who are here at all times. Gwen, good to see you. What's happening, Gwen? Hey, Piper. Diana F., new member. Hey, Taylor Miller, you doing all right? Charlie Muffins. Talk about faithful, man. You know how long Charlie's been here? Since about 6 weeks before we opened up. He was here before the boat was. That's a true story, too. Hello, Kathy Ann. That's right. No politics, no religion. See, this really basic stuff. Now, again, you can say, I'm praying for you, Laker dog. You can say, I'm praying for you. You can do any of those type of things, right? What you can't do is say, my God's better than your God, or do things that you go out of your way to cause pain. Look at that, 21 freaking months. But truthfully, Charlie Muffins was the first subscriber on the lifeboat before the lifeboat was a lifeboat, when it was just Tommy Scoville, just my name, and I was hanging out on my brother's channel. He hit subscribe before anybody else did. Boodakaboo. Hello, Boodakaboo. Good to see you. Deadhead, how are you? Hey, Piper. Tampa B is one of my favorite people. Piano Man. How are you? I am hoping you are doing well. Yeah, you know what, Piano Mom? This is the thing, right? And most of you have probably figured out, right? There are people that don't like my ex. I don't care if you like my ex or not. If you're mean to people, you're mean to people, right? I don't. And I will kick you the hell off of here, right? If you think, oh, they're no longer together, we can just go rag on her. There's something wrong with you, right? And you're certainly not who I think you are, because the people here wouldn't do that. The people here wouldn't do things like that. So I'm happy that we have thinned the herd. Every once in a while, people, you got to prune the tree if you want it to get fruit. And sadly, there are people who are thorns. There are people that aren't going to bear fruit. There are people who are going to show up and just sort of make things stink. I really should get paid to run the show, or you couldn't run the show. I like that. That actually sounds good. Just because, says Jason P. Thank you, my man. No, Kestrel, never you. No, and honestly, I'm happy with everybody here. Right, I really am. The people that weren't seeing the light are gone, and it is the way it is. Why, thank you, Barbie World. What a kind thing to say. She said that I said Jaguar is a great speaker, and I am as good, if not better. Well, that is a very kind thing to say, and she is pretty incredible. If you missed my earlier stuff today, you do realize that the grand jury today got a bunch of flash drives and things that allegedly have 8 stars, right? And these are freak off videos. Now, I will tell you something. Hello, Jin. I had somebody reach out to me, and they sent me photos that are allegedly from the freak offs. And you can see who's in these, right? No problem whatsoever. Now, the problem is not that you can see them. The problem is, are they real? Right? Because I'll tell you something. If these aren't real, I am not having any interest in putting them out. Right? These are people. This is people's lives. You know what I mean? And if they're not real, then I am a troll, right? I am not going to be putting out AI photos. So I got some people that are looking at them, but I think it's kind of funny because you'll hear people say this a lot. There's a bunch of people that'll say, "I saw him. I got him on my phone right now," but I don't. I just I'm not going to run with something that when I look at them, one absolutely looks like it's AI to me. Right? Or photoshopped or something. One just does not look right. The other one looks freaking fantastic. In all honesty, it really looks the part. And it kind of lines up with something that we heard Courtney Burgess say yesterday. If you watched, they said, so did you find cameras hidden all through the house? He said, no, man, I've never been in there. I can't tell you that there were cameras hidden. All I can tell you is that this movie or whatever it is you're seeing, that whatever you want to call it, was taken from above, right? So it was either somebody holding a camera up really high or it was maybe mounted into a wall or something like that. And I got a shot that looks like it was filmed from way up above. And it's got famous people in it, folks. It's got famous people in it in various stages of undress. I am going to, however, oh, wow. That's awful. A thief, prison time, living next door to me. I can't prove, but my gold bars and coins are gone. Messing me up. Prayers, please. I am so sorry to hear that. I really am. I am so sorry to hear that. And I'd like to believe that the convict isn't the one who did it, but you know what? The safe money is probably on the convict, right? Our recidivism rate is absolutely terrifying. It really is. And I am pulling. Hold on one second. It's a yeah. Sorry. I'm an ex-convict, and I've said this 100 times. If I'm in a house with 9 other people and something comes up missing, trust me, when they come to round up the usual suspects, I'm the dude getting put in handcuffs. And you know what? It checks out, right? Statistically speaking, if 80% of federal inmates are going straight back, right, or doing the recidivism thing, then it's not a stretch to think, well, it's probably a decent chance that, and it doesn't offend me. And that's the gospel truth. I know that there are people that take umbrage with stuff like this. Man, I did what I did, right? I can't own a pew, right? That's a law. It is what it is. There are rights I lost, but they didn't steal them from me, right? Sounds good. But they don't go to universities and round up a bunch of freshmen and say, we're taking your ability to buy firearms. We're also going to take away your Fourth Amendment rights and a bunch of other stuff, at least while you're still on paper. But yeah, analytical Blarney. What's happening? Thank you all for showing up tonight. You matter. And you know what? There's a lot of truth to that, people. There really is. There's a lot of truth to that. Props for your honesty and humility. Thank you so much, Sunset. What a kind thing to say. Here's the deal, people. For those of you who are just coming over here and you've not maybe gone over and watched the early videos of me, I'm not a guy that I'm not a bleeding heart that thinks that prisons shouldn't have anybody in them. I'm not that dude. I needed to go to prison. I broke so many laws. I was running and gunning, and until they put me in prison, there wasn't a chance in hell I was going to stop. And the jobs get bigger and bigger, and the next thing you know, you're doing things that are really outside of the scope of what you would normally do. And this is how you end up in prison, right? The good thing is this: on the last time that I went to prison, right, I didn't just get clean. I've been able to do that a ton of times in my life, right? Set down my habit. I can do that. It's never been a problem. The problem is I pick it back up. Hello, Yadira. Good to see you. The problem is I pick it back up, and I pick it back up quick. Feel me? I don't stay clean for a very long period of time. This one was really different. And the reason is I didn't try to get clean, right? I tried to get into recovery. I tried to figure out why I do the stupid things that I do. Think about this for a second. I go to prison for bank robbery, and I'm married to one of my defense attorneys. I'm going out, going home to the house, the wife, pets, cats and dogs, happy home. And unfortunately, I got out of prison after all of that BS and did what? Heroin. Makes no sense, right? Nobody in their right mind would do that. It's the dumbest thing in the world. And it's sad for the people that were in my orbit because all you do is screw them up, right? For real. All you do is really damage the people that you care about. And that sucks. That's one of those things that just sucks. But it speaks to the kind of insidious nature of the disease. You feel me? But instead of just trying to get clean, or this time I really tried to figure out exactly why, because I'm not stupid, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I can split an atom, right? Or I'm in any danger of becoming a rocket scientist or a brain surgeon, right? I'm not that cat, but I'm not stupid either. And I'm way too smart to do the things that I did, right? Nobody in their right mind robs a bank, much less a bunch of them. Do you think your crimes have victims? They do. They absolutely do. I don't know that there are too many victimless crimes. Honestly, I don't know that there's very many of them. I guess the consumption of certain chemicals, I think it's really rugged that we tell people that you can't put this in your body or you're going to go to prison. That's a tough thing, especially because of all of the people who are rotting inside of prisons over some weed, right? Or even blow. I don't care what the drug is, but these are diseased individuals. They're not evil individuals. And sadly, people don't see that. But yeah, absolutely. So I robbed banks, and there are tellers in those banks that have to hand me the cash. And no matter how you do it, you're terrorizing those people. Those are victims, to be sure. And prior to me kind of moving up to stealing cash and cutting out the middleman, I had to steal things and then sell them to a fence. And if you left something, right, that wasn't locked up and it was of value, I was going to steal it. And I would steal it right out from underneath your nose. I would hop out of a car and run up to your porch like I didn't care, because it's not about being a thief and it's not about being a criminal. It's about, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get viciously sick in about 7 hours. And I need about $700 to make sure that doesn't happen. And that was every single day of my life, right? Your family is some of the biggest victims most of the time. Absolutely a fact. Absolutely a fact. Awakened by the Looking Glass. Good to see you. Your family takes a beating. Your family takes a beating. And the sad thing is this. If you had irritable bowel syndrome, there would be a list of symptoms. If you had diabetes, thirst, urinating a lot, right, there would be signs of the disease. Symptoms, right? Things that you can look at and go, oh man, yeah, this person has. Well, the symptoms for addiction are a lot more offensive, aren't they? Right? They usually involve us telling a lot of lies, right? A lot of lies. You can't continue to do the things that you do as a junkie, and that's what I was. You can't continue to do the things that you do unless you lie every single day to every single person you know. Because if you're honest to anybody, right, and they care about you, they're going to go, oh, we got to get you into some kind of a rehab, right? We got to do something to help you. You need help. Okay. But you know what you hear if you're a junkie? You hear, I want you to get sick. I want you to get into a cage or get strapped down to a bed, and I want you to get sick. I want the next 6 to 7 days to be the worst days you've ever had in your life. That's what I want. Doesn't matter how kind they are. Doesn't matter how much they They say, you know what? We really just want what's best for you. What the addict hears is this bitch wants me to get sick. It's hell on your family, especially if you got kids, right? I've told the story many times on the boat before. Hello, Patty Collins. I've told the boat this story on the boat many times, but I was living in Utah, and I had bought a bag, right? And they come in balloons, and the balloon was about this big. Right? It was a decent size bag. It was going to be enough to take care of both myself and my wife, who at the time was also addicted. And as I got out of the car and I was running up the stairs because I'm sick, and it flew out of my hands, right? And it went to the stairs that I had on the porch, which are made of concrete. And there was a hole in those stairs that literally, right? There was no room whatsoever around this. It had to have hit the perfect way for this to go through. And it did. So now I'm sick and I don't have what I just bought. And I'm taking like chewing gum and putting it on the end of a stick. It wasn't a stick. I broke the end off of a golf club, right? Because nothing matters anymore, right? And I played a lot of golf at the time, but nothing matters anymore. That bag is the only thing that matters. And I started to try to, every time I came up, what I got was gum covered in rocks. That's what I got, right? Lovely. So I made the hole bigger, right? But as I started to make the hole bigger, more things started to crash inside. More of the rebel, the rubble rather, more of the detritus started to collect on top of where my bag ought to be. So I hit it with a bigger hammer. And by the time this was all said and done, I did thousands of dollars worth of damage to my house, destroyed the stairs. Hello, Helena Flock of Swan Boats. And Gail, good to see you. Oh, I didn't take it that way, CKM. Don't worry about it at all. I didn't take it that way. I really didn't. This is just a part of who and what I am. While I was smacking this thing with a hammer, the window directly above where I was working, my son was in the window. And it's just one of those moments that you look at and you know that your kid's looking out the window going, what the hell is dad doing? Right? Like this does not make any sense whatsoever. Right? Hello, Rosebud. Hello, Tommy. I'm late. My name is Rosebud. Okay. Well, we're going to let it slide this time, right? Next time, maybe we'll yell at you. No, I'm kidding. Anna, good to see you. We have a couple Annas. Anna, I hope you get some sleep tonight. I really do. I hope you get some sleep tonight. I am so proud to be a part of this boat. You showed up. You matter. The holidays are hard. I will be here for anyone who needs someone on these days. That is awfully kind. And you know what? This kind of thing does happen, right? This kind of thing does happen. This is one of those things that on the regular, there are people who do a little bit better during the holidays, right? And for those people who do a little bit better during the holidays, they take the time to, right? They take the time to sort of lift up those people around them, right? I took no offense, and I mean that, and I do mean that. One of the things is, if you're going to, for me, right, I'm going to spend the rest of my life feeling sorry for myself and living in a world that I don't want to be a part of, or I'm going to take 100% responsibility for the things that I've done, own them, deal with them, all right, work through them. Hey, Liv, I don't back away from them, and there are just some things, right? If you're a convict, and I've talked about this a lot, if you're a convict, when you meet somebody, there's an inevitable moment where you have to tell them that you've been to prison, because it's not a good idea not to. Seriously, because if you're becoming friends, you don't want the person to find out and go, oh my God, you wouldn't have told me. So before I become really friends with anybody, there's that moment that I have to say, yeah, I'm in recovery. I don't do drugs. I'm in recovery. And it led to some real problems, including 3 trips to prison. There is a switch that gets turned in the eyes of, I couldn't put a number on it, a lot of people, right? A lot of people. Now, this isn't the kind of place that I run into those problems. I don't. This is one of the least judgmental places on earth. So if somebody wants to be a little bit of a dick here, I'm going to get rid of them. It just has to be the way it is. Yeah, you know what? Little Bubbles got great advice. Like this holiday season, the worst thing you could do is suffer in silence. Right? The worst thing you can do is suffer in silence. We use the analogy here a lot of a closet, right, in your dome, in your head, and there are things that come up, right? Something with an ex boyfriend or an ex girlfriend comes up, or something with the boss at work, whatever it is, something's grinding your gears, right? And instead of dealing with it, instead of sitting down and going, all right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is this really? Right? 1 being somebody cut in front of you at the store with more than 10 items in their cart. And 10 being you just lost somebody, right? Somebody is no longer with us, somebody you love. Hello, Kim. Glad you're here. Right? Get a little perspective. Start journaling. Start working through it, right? Ideally, that is what is supposed to happen. We're supposed to sit down and go through these things. Unfortunately, you know what happens a lot? We go, I can't deal with this right now. I can't deal with this right now. I got to do this, this, and this, right? And right now, we've probably said this 1,000 times. We've probably said it to people we love, right? I can't deal with this right now. I can't. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to shove this crap into that closet in my head, right? And then I'm going to shut the door as fast and as hard as I can. And I may have to put the stuff in with my foot, right? But I'm going to jam this thing. Now, I spend a lot of time talking about journaling because it saved my life, right? And the lives of a lot of people that I know. But it requires sitting down, right? And actually writing. But if you do not sit down and write, all that stuff that you've been stuffing into that closet is going to come out. I promise you. It's going to come out your mouth or it's going to come out your hand. And if you don't pick one of those, then it will tear a hole in you to get out and do sometimes irreparable damage. Don't suffer in silence. This is a group here where if you come and say, I'm just having a really crappy day, no one's gonna pick on you. No one's going to compare your trauma to theirs. Yeah, well, my day's worse. You don't get any of that crap around here. You really don't. And if by some chance we do, then they're going to disappear as well. Thank you, Analytical Blarney, for your never-ending support. You're awesome. I mean that. You would think that this thing might just let me do what I want to do. La Chameleon has just thrown out 5 hot sauce packets, turning people green and turning green as well. Looking good in green. Hello, Stephanie. Good to see you. And I appreciate that. I really do. We got more members. All kinds of fun. Bailey says, been a rough day. I'm sorry to hear that, Bailey. I really am. But you're in the right spot. Yeah? You're in the right spot. Gail says, painting helps. Well, you know what? I'm glad. I really am. When Spanky started talking about that, I thought, you know what? It's one of the greatest ideas ever. When Bob Ross was on, like, honest to God, I used to sit and watch Bob Ross, and it was amazing how much that could chill me out, right? How much that literally could just chill me out. I loved Bob Ross. So I've been trying to talk Spanky. I'm like, Bob Ross that stuff. Bob Ross that stuff. Make people happy. I'm sure that I just missed a super chat because this chat is cooking, and I'm not complaining. I think that's awesome. Boom. I know you all have your 5s, but I'm happy to be your 6 and have your 6. If you're brand new here, we talk about ideally having 5 people, right? Build yourself a sobriety channel. I mean, a sobriety family, a recovery family, so that if the ship is going to hit the sand, right? That there are people you can reach out to and say, hey, I'm hurting, right? And they're going to drop what they're doing. They're going to drop what they're doing because they know that blowing you off might mean that you walk into a liquor store. Not picking up that phone, right, when you reach out to them might, get you to call the dope man. And people around here take that seriously, big time, because everybody here knows what that's like. And if you're going, well, I've never had a drug problem. We're all in the same boat, right? We're all in the same boat. We as human beings do things to make ourselves feel comfortable in our own skin. Some people are promiscuous as hell and they sleep with tons of people. And that's what gets them to feel comfortable in their own skin, right? Some people gamble. Some people eat. Some people don't eat. Cigarettes, booze. All of these are attempts to make us feel comfortable in our own skin because something happened somewhere along the line, right, that changed us, right? Usually when we were younger, something happened that kind of rewired our, you know what. And what we do here, in theory, is we try to help people get through that. We try to help people. Hello, Shelly Kelly. We try to help people with the concept of, Jane says, I color every night. I love that. I know a lot of people who do, Jane. That is a beautiful way to relax before you go to sleep. I recommend journaling. Huge. And the reason that I recommend journaling is it is a therapist you don't have to pay for. It is. You do the same thing with a journal you do with a therapist. When you find yourself stuck and you don't know what to do, ask yourself, well, how does that make you feel? And then start writing again. No offense to any therapists we have in here, because I have friends who are therapists. But honestly, it's a very inexpensive way to get a lot done on your own, right? It's journaling is so important. Honestly, trust me, you'll thank me later. And I recommend, right? I recommend journaling twice a day. And the reason is, and I'll put this into Tommyisms, right? Because, hey, Gypsy Soul, good to see you. What up, Liv? I want to, Bob Ross was always happy, wasn't he? Whoa, how you doing? Tons of people turning green. There we go. I really have got to figure this computer out a little better. People, I have had training wheels for so long, I don't think you have any idea, right? I don't think you have any idea how long I've had training wheels. And by that, I mean, I had the push button computer setup, right? Because I'm not strong when it comes to computers at all, right? I spent a lot of time in prison and the technology keeps getting better. Nick, what's up, my brother? I am the Noise Opera, one of the nicest people you will ever meet on planet Earth. And a brother by choice. We have they say you can't pick your own family. You absolutely can. So I'll explain the journaling thing. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, we come home. And if you had a crap day at work, right? You had a boss going off on you, all of the things that we were talking about that you might just shove in that closet, right? And even if you don't, right? What happens is right before you start getting ready to go to bed, all of that stuff is in there kicking around. No organization, no nothing. And I mean that girl at work, right, who said something bad about you and you heard it. And then there was something that someone else said. You heard a conversation where someone was talking about someone looking fat and you're 100% convinced they were talking about you, right? All of these other stupid things that we allow to cook around in our head. If you sit down and you write out what happened during the day, right? If you sit down and you write out what happened during the day, you're organizing your thoughts before the day shift turns into the night shift. The most recent science tells us that the brain doesn't shut down when we sleep. For a long time, it was believed that it did, right? Your brain kind of goes to sleep. Hobby Lobby does have some Bob Ross stuff. You're cool. That night shift, that's sleep, right? The subconscious is going to work with you. And there's been some books written that are fantastic. One guy describes what happens to us as there's this need for dream pressure, he refers to it as, that starts to build up. For the longest time, we've been told when your eyes start doing this one, right? REM, rapid eye movements. When your eyes start doing this one with your eyes closed, then you know you're dreaming, right? We all know that because you only dream in delta stage, right? Wrong. As it turns out, you literally can start dreaming the second your eyes close. It just depends on how much that dream pressure has built up. If you're listening to me and you say, I don't dream, yeah, you do. I promise. Because if you don't, you go and get all kinds of kooky. I promise. So by sitting down and getting organized, you're handing that to the night shift. Now, everything that happened during the day, if you need to work through it on the night shift, and the night shift is powerful in a way that the day shift isn't. What if it's a lot easier to get over whatever you're struggling with if you're able to fly? Thank you, Analytical Blarney. I appreciate you. Happy Friday. This is an opportunity for you to do something so that when the subconscious takes over, if you need to fly, right? Or you need to, you have all had those dreams where you're like, well, so I was at the favorite bar that I used to drink at, right? And I was with my wife, but instead of being normal like the regular bar, the back of it looked exactly like my high school, and my gym teacher was there, right? And there was a horse. Your subconscious is doing some weird shit, right? To get through whatever happened to you during the day. But if you sit down and you start getting into the habit of writing that out, you will find a peace that starts to come on you, because you're not suffering in silence and you're not allowing things to build up in your dome. Hey, Just Joan, good to see you. Then when you wake up the following morning, right, we do what's called an info dump. You're literally just sort of opening your dome and just letting whatever is in it come out. And often it doesn't even make sense, because when you first wake up, we're half dreaming. We don't schedule the wake up. So you might have been halfway through that dream with the school at the back of the bar, right? And the horse. You might be halfway through that puppy. Then what happens, right? Then what happens? You're going to hand that over, right? Your day is going to start jacked up before you even get it started. If you sit down and you write all of that gibberish out, right? By the way, you read it later in the day, and very often your dreams will come back to you. It's a great way to remember your dreams. But get into the habit of doing that for 2 weeks, right? And then come back and tell me that it didn't change your life. Doesn't happen, right? People do not come back and say to me, yeah, it was a waste of time. I just didn't do a damn thing. I did it. I honestly gave it 2 weeks, nothing. See, what happens is, and I tell people this all the time, when you start journaling, if you get stuck, pick something. Hold on 1 second. That was kind of funny. Something about the all of the stuff that I do with the Diddy stuff. Look at that. That's my. I think I see my producer. Believe it or not, people. I've got a producer. Yeah. So the concept of this, if you get jammed up, if you're sitting there and you're like, man, I got nothing to write. Ideally, people, we want to be peeling an onion, right? You're not going to write the first day and this big epiphany is going to come out that this happened to you when you were 14. And this has kind of skewed everything that happened to you from that point on, right? Basically, now you're jacked up, right? Usually it's not that simple, but that's what we're trying to do, is peel that onion. So you start asking yourself questions. I'm going to see if I can list every single teacher that I had in elementary school from first grade to say 8th grade. In the process of doing that, right, and writing down, memories are going to start coming from this. This is the process of how you start to peel an onion, right? This is a process of how you talk about whatever happened during the day and then try to think of something from your past. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's important. Doesn't matter if it's absolutely irrelevant, because sometimes the most irrelevant crap in the whole world, you'll be thinking about it and wow, right? By the way, K-Dubs, thank you so much. This is there are a lot of people turning green today, folks. And this is just over and above. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. So having the opportunity to go back and look at where you were at this time in your life, having an opportunity to go back and say, all right, so I have journals back to prison, right? I can read what's going on, where I was in the joint. Lawn dog. No, don't start rumors. I will not be doing anything with onions. However, I will be doing some foul stuff in the next couple of days, right? I will absolutely be doing some foul stuff in the next couple of days because the stroming is in the house. Stroke my mouth a little bit. Jack says, check your like button. Smack the crap out of that thing while you're at it. And hit subscribe if you haven't. About half of you don't hit subscribe. I think it's the nose, but I would sure love it if you did. Bill Herrera, thank you, Analytical Blarney. Bill Herrera, thank you for the super sticker. I do appreciate it. Just for your information, this is good. Just for your information, gifted memberships are randomly assigned by YouTube. No rhyme or reason. However, the more you comment in a show, more likely you will receive one. See, I got the best mods on earth, don't I? Sedona healers, no, but I absolutely love the idea. Don't knock your Systroming, Anna. There's no way you like that stuff. Don't play games with me. There's no way you're going to tell me that you can eat that and not get the skeeve bad, like the retching sound, right? Like the dry heaves, the smell, right? I don't even know that it's the taste, but that smell that just it invades you, and then once it gets inside, it does damage to your soul. Just kind of pulls it apart like tissue paper. Yeah, that's what it does to your soul. Tears it apart like tissue paper. You heard me. It's ugly. It really is. We have a lot of people from Canada here tonight. A lot of them. And you know what, people? Every once in a while, you got to come on and you got to talk about things like this. It's a bummer too. It really is. Buddhist beer, love you. By the way, if you were here the other day when I called out Buddhist beer, wrong Buddhist. So Buddhist beer is has been reinstated and with an apology. Very solid member of the lifeboat, and I apologize. You have 4 cans in the fridge. Oh my Lord. I am struggling so hard to believe that. You should film yourself eating it, because we believe in this country that this is a hustle, that everything in your country is based on a dare of some kind. Because we believe that everyone in the country gets a dividend for how many of these you can sell to stupid Americans every year. We think you're all in on it. Yeah, I'm serious. That is exactly how I see it. Shout out to the other Aussies, says the nurse who loves me. We, oh, K-Dubs, you found me through Surviving the Survivor. Love that. Love that. I am, can't begin to tell you how much I like Joel and his family. That is from the heart. He is so much more than a content creator. He just is so much more than a content creator. Very, very good guy. Very good guy. For your educational commentary, perfect. Why, thank you, Analytical Lordy. You are too kind. Yeah, Eloise says, if a person disrespected my family, that's it for me unless they apologize. If some of my family don't demand an apology on my behalf, well, that's it for me and the family member. I'm loyal to my family. Booyah! Booyah! Right? That's it. I promise. People, my brother, from another mother, is still incarcerated. And I'll tell you something. Do you know how many times people from the lifeboat have reached out to me and said, why don't you do a GoFundMe for Q or for his legal defense or anything else? Do you have any idea what the scumbags would do to me if I put together a GoFundMe for anything? For real. Do you have any idea what the dirtbags would do? It's more of a badge of honor, if you ask me, that I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. I'm going to ask you guys to send stuff that doesn't require any money. I'm going to ask you to send some letters on his behalf. If the boat helped you, this is his boat. I'm just steering it until he's maybe able to get out and take the helm. Sure as hell, we'll stop by and meet everybody, to be sure. His name is Q. Amazing human being. But the financial part, I'll take care of that. Proud as hell of it, actually. Proud as hell of it. Marmite, I'll tell you what, Marmite at 200,000 subscribers. I shouldn't say this stupid stuff because it might happen. You and Joel get my teacher money. Oh, you know what? Joel is amazing. He really is. And thank you, Analytical Barney. It's hard to go wrong with him. It really is. He does such a great job covering everything he does. The guy was an actual, like, this is what he does, right? We pretend this, a lot of us. I mean, I was in prison, right? I was someone convicted of bank robbery. I didn't get a law degree, which gives me the opportunity to comment on some of the cases that come up. My angle is the fact that I've been to prison. That's one of those things. Blessed Crochet says, if you do not have that selected in your profile, that she will allow gifted memberships, it will not do it. So check your account as well to make sure that feature is on. Did I see what happened to BJ? No. Do you mean BJ Investigates? Is that who you're talking about? Liv, I hope nothing bad happened to... that would suck. You're reading Joel and Karma's book? Oh, wow. How cool. How cool. I have not bought that book yet, but I am absolutely going to buy it and read it. I'm actually looking forward to it. It's scary how fast I get out of control. And what I mean by that is I'll be reading a book and I'll have 7 of them waiting to go. Yeah, see, Greetings, Earthlings. I am doing fabulous. Thank you. Lady Spellbreaker. All right, good to see you. I am doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. And I hope you are still cranking out the good stuff. Made some incredible bombs and stuff. Yeah, I'll have to check on the on BJ Investigates when I wrap up this stream. I really hope that everything is all right. Hey, KP, you're late again. You know what? You're all good. In theory, I should be going at 7 o'clock Pacific time, and that's basically every night of the week. We're getting into November and December. It's going to be a lot more Lifeboat. We are going to do a lot of Lifeboat. These 2 months, we do ridiculous amounts, is what we do. Honestly, ridiculous amounts. Can't beat the seafood from the Maritimes. Oh, I'm jealous. I love, and I do mean love, seafood. I could live on seafood. In fact, I did. I did for a really long time. Oh, nice. Started putting your energy into healing plants. I dig it. I really do. I love it. All right, people. So, systroming. I'm going to be doing a systroming challenge. Going to try to drag Spanx Calhoun into it as well, whether he likes it or not. And there's also this stuff here, which has got real serious problems with the salt in it. This is it's salted licorice from a company called what?
Swedish Bastards.
Swedish Bastards.
That's what it is.
Wow. No, Swedish Sons of. That's
no, it's either bastards or sons of bitches.
Either way, I was kind of shocked when I saw it. Either way, I was kind of shocked when I saw it. You grew up on Long Island, Bailey. I love that. We have a lot of family from those parts. Perth, Australia. Thank you, Kim. I really appreciate that. It's been super exciting to watch all of this transpire. We're getting a very, very similar audience to the one that we had, and I really think that we're getting better each day. Bob Ross was a drill sergeant in the Army. Come on, man. Is that really the truth? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There are people who look for inmates to bail out. I had a friend, and this was done to her boyfriend. They didn't date long, but there are people who do this. There are people that absolutely look at inmates as a meal ticket, as an easy way to get free food, so to speak. You know, it's a great way to get paid for nothing. You know what? What have I missed? Where are we? Prayers for the Scoville kidneys. All that salt. I'm going to tell you something. This is a kind of salt you cannot wrap your brain around. This is really, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. Your fun, sober Saturday night on the Lifeboat. The official participation trophy. Hopefully we'll go to the Scoville clan if we can keep any of this stuff down. I'll be honest, people, if you've never seen it, I'm kind of famous for not keeping things down. Sadly, that is kind of one of my get downs. Yes. You laughed when I hit my face on the Sean Atwood program last night. You know, I was there. Oh, we had a long day yesterday on the Sean Atwood program. He was in the Army. I'll be damned. Did you know that Bob Ross was in the Army? Huh? That's what I'm being told, Johnny Scoville. Thank you so much, Love Mama Bear. Chrissy from Maui, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys rock. Yeah, kidneys. And here's the other thing. It is really, really horrifically salty. But on the bright side, you're not allowed to drink anything. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Analytical Blarney, I missed you. I'm going to have to go back then. Spanx Calhoun, will you go back and find that Analytical Blarney, please? Hazmat suit fun for the stinky fish coming up. You know what? I have done it in a hazmat suit, right? I have done that. I also have bought clothing and then sort of customized it myself so that it said absolute stank fish on the front of it. That was, what's it called? Salvation Army. We got all of those clothes for that at the Salvation Army. It was that was the first time I ever did it. It scars you. It really absolutely scars you. And I'm not playing, it really does. It's one of those things that deep down inside will leave you absolutely miserable. What am I doing? Sorry, people. Wow. Let's see here. Look at this. This is big kid stuff here. No, not going to work. Not going to work. Yeah, sorry, people. A little appreciate your patience with me. This is a new setup, new camera, new everything. And I'm afraid that I'm not very good at it. There we go. Are you kidding? I had it. There we go. YouTube tax. You lost from my other chats. Nevertheless, now I get to go rogue. Always be you. Thank you. Always believe in you. Don't change anything. You know what? Great advice. It really is. Being true to yourself can be really difficult in the world we live in currently, because there is so much. There are so many people that believe that this stuff that we do in cyberspace is somehow real. And I mean, the relationships are right, but there are so many people out here that have turned what could be a really beautiful thing into, as I've said many times, the people that really like the visionaries, right, that got the internet fired up, used to talk about how this was going to level the playing field for the entire world. If you lived in a part of the planet where you didn't have access to education, now, right, through the internet, you could have access to the same information, if not better, than anyone going to Yale or Harvard or any other place. It was going to level the playing field. More importantly, it was going to show us all that we're the same. We're the same. People with a drug addiction who are in Russia, and people with a drug addiction in China, and people with a drug addiction in Sweden and in Denmark. We're all in the same boat, people. All of us are in the same boat. It's high time that the world starts treating those of us with this disease a little bit better. I'm sorry. A little bit more understanding on the part of the world, and I think we'll get we'll get places. Kathy, good to see you. Lionel something. Lionel is a trip. He really is. He reminds me a lot of George Carlin. He really does. There's something very Carlin about him. When that one guy said wouldn't rob a bank. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, that was Lionel. It was funny as hell. Yeah, I wouldn't go rob a bank. I got that. Don't trip. I'll cover it. For the vomit bucket. You know, you've obviously seen the other and bin bags. Yeah, those people have obviously seen that. Cal, it is good to be sober, is it not? It really is, man. There's not much better than waking up in the morning and knowing that you don't need a fix. I'm telling you, it never gets old, and it never stop marveling at it. My Sharona. I was hungry. Now I'm not. I appreciate it because I just did 35 minutes on my rebounder mini tramp and don't need to eat the calories I just burned. I love it. I love it. I really do. And you know what you're going to find out? You're going to find out that a A craving is a craving is a craving is a craving. Whether you're craving food, whether you're craving a cigarette, whether you're craving a line that long or a shot out of a syringe, right? Alcohol, whatever the case may be. That this is something that literally puts all of us in the same boat. Sharona, thank you so much for the support. And I love that name. I really do. Probably because of the neck. You guys remember the neck? Unless you're a little older, you might not remember the neck. I don't swim in your toilet. Don't pee in my pool. I like it. I like it. When will you and your son be on together? I would imagine tomorrow. We're getting together to do a dinner on Sunday, but I think tomorrow is probably going to be a safe bet because we're going to torture him tomorrow. Yeah, his dad and his uncle. He's got no idea what's in store for him. It's going to get ugly. It really is. No, you know something? Spanx has. I don't even feel bad about this because in the past, I said to him, the next time we do that, you're going to have to do it. It's kind of a tradition around here, right? If you don't do it, it scars you. It really does. This is one of those things that gets inside and tears you up, and you're like, ugh, right? And Spanky needs to he needs to feel that. It's important. In my mind, it's very important that he gets that feeling. Yeah, you know what? Thank you, Analytical Blarney. Those who need someone, name is the same on socials. Excellent. You'll be able to find her on the socials. And James Collins says, for anyone here who is still using and wants to get clean, we believe in you and we love you. And I got something else to tell you, right? If your drug of choice is an opiate, you do not have to get sick. Hear that? You don't have to get sick. You can get off of that crap without ever having to kick. Sounds like BS, doesn't it? I promise you I'm telling you the truth. And we have done it for so many people. You have no idea. So if you're in a bad place, reach out to us. Please do. Please do. And I'm going to be back tomorrow and I'm going to scar my soul with fish and whatever the hell this is. Who puts salt on? I mean, it just doesn't even make any sense. I got an idea. We got some licorice. Could you go get me like 30 pounds of salt and we'll try to get 30 pounds of salt into this much licorice? Doesn't that sound lovely? Huh? Doesn't it make you want to just neck a 6-pack of them? Yeah, no, it doesn't. Not for anyone. Thank you all so much for the support tonight. This was a fun stream. What is Systroming? Dark sarcasm. What you would like to do is go look at the videos on this channel, not the live, but the videos. You go down, you'll see a picture of me standing by a tree looking scarred. That'll show you what Systroming is. It is the worst smelling thing on planet Earth. And for whatever reason, like once a year or once every other year, we find ourselves wanting to try to eat it for some reason.